you end up there? But La, he's cheating. Why are you dating like a dirtbag? If you think about raising your ceiling, you think, okay, these are the newest heights I can get to. Winning is whatever you see yourself doing. How did you get here? Hey, it's my trauma just resonating and me figuring that out, and you get to listen to it for 3.5 minutes on a really groovy beat. Shout out to Babylon. Don't be calling till you're sober. All right, here we are. Welcome. Oh my God, wait, the timer's not going. This is giving like mega iCarly vibes. I feel like I'm having a moment right now. Like as the freaking camera just turned on of like, iCarly was really my favorite show when I was like, I don't know, like 8. And I'm sitting here on a set with cameras and a microphone doing segments and whatnot on the internet. Like, it's not live, but I do go live on TikTok. So I don't know. This was like a weird iCarly manifestation. Anyway, welcome back to the Ladies Always Win podcast. Oh my God. I ran into the mic. I can't believe that we're here. We're season two. All right, okay. Come here, bitch. Come here. Just lean in. We're going to talk like we're besties. We're going to talk like we're on FaceTime. We're going to talk like we're sitting at a coffee shop and you're just on the other side, okay? Season 1, what happened? It was a whole vibe. It was happening and then it abruptly stopped. Fun fact, we have an entire episode with IzzyTube that we just never dropped. I might put pieces of it up as content on like shorts and stuff like that. Haven't decided. Yeah, basically season 1 was going. Everything was rocking. I had to just leave where I was at. I basically just wanted to take it in a different direction and they kind of weren't letting me do that. And so, yeah, I kind of just was like, JK, fuck you guys. I'm going to go take my podcast elsewhere and do it the way that I want. Because it's literally my podcast. So I feel like season 2 is going to be the same vibes as season 1, but it's definitely going to be a little bit more like authentic. I really want to give value. I really want to talk about real shit. I really want to talk about things that I'm actually going through and experiencing. And I just want this to be a platform that people can come to every single week and just get a new perspective, maybe have a mindset shift, or actually leave with like tactical tips of like how to change your life in some kind of way. Just leave with some kind of positive value. So thank you so much for joining us for season 2 of the Ladies Always Win podcast. If you're listening in the car, at the gym, and the headphones, if I'm in your AirPods, girl, let me know. Tag me on Instagram. Thanks so much for being here. So today's topic, first of all, guys, we have some guests over here. We have a new set, bitch. I got a fucking sidewall. Wave. Do we see the sidewall? I have a sidewall. Anyway, yeah, we have this phone. So this phone is here intentionally. So there's going to be a new segment here on season 2 where there's a hotline, okay? Y'all can call in. That phone is not hooked up. It's a prop. I know. Cue the fucking boo, right? It's a prop, but it looks so cute. And yeah, it symbolizes the hotline where you guys can call in and ask questions that you want answered about your real life situations. It could be relationships. It could be in your life. Just anything that you want, maybe my perspective on, you can call in. We can talk about it. Again, I really want this platform to be a place of like real conversations where people can tune in and listen to like the real shit that nobody else is talking about. And I need your help with that. So y'all got to call in. Y'all got to do your part and actually talk about things that, you know, y'all need answers about. So the details for that will be in the description if you're watching on YouTube. Shout out to YouTube. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel. And if you're watching on Spotify, hey, you know, leave us a little review or whatever. Apple Podcasts, if you're listening, leave us a review, okay? Anyway, but yeah, so we have this phone, boom, part of the set. Look at my 2 friends. These are my 2 cows. If you don't know, cows are my favorite animal. I'm sitting in a fucking cow chair, bitch. That shit's intentional. That shit's very intentional. I don't know. They're my favorite animals. If you follow me on Instagram, if you don't, you should follow me. On my stories, you're just going to see random cows. It's like my ultimate like end goal dream to have a farm. with cows. Again, if you've been rocking with me for a little bit on the internet, you know about this. But if you're new, that's why I have a cow print chair, because I just want this show to be authentic to me, and I love cows. So these are my two friends. This is Henry, the Highland cow, okay, and this is Charlie, I believe. Shout out to my friend Bruce, he got me those. Prime, New Moon. This is my current favorite flavor. I do this thing where I actually mix two primes. I'm gonna start making like content about it on TikTok. So on the podcast, you're gonna see my two favorite mixes that I'm doing. But right now, I have no mixes, and I'm just drinking New Moon. This is like my favorite at the moment. Anyway, and I have an iced. What is this? Iced brown sugar oat milk latte situation thing. So good. I hope you guys have a little coffee beverage while we're hanging out. And we're talking about self-standards. That is today's topic. Now, this is something that came to me quite a while ago. I'm not really sure as to like what struck it. I had some type of random God load probably. But I kind of just got this. Okay, first of all, I'm Capricorn, right? And I'm very, very hard on myself, and I'm super disciplined. So for me, the idea of like self-standards is kind of like second nature. I do hold myself to very, very, very high standards that like kind of like from a perfectionism, but I didn't realize that, number one, how beneficial that was to me, that I was able to just kind of like adapt certain habits in my life and like buckle down and like, I know I can do something for like consistently for a long period of time because I have discipline. And again, not everybody has that. So I feel like the idea of self-standards to me was super basic, but I feel like to other people, it's really not, because I found that a lot of the messages and DMs that I was getting from you guys was talking about, honestly, you guys didn't have standards in your relationships. The shit that y'all were letting slide, like, you're messaging me about, oh my God, Law, I think this, my boyfriend's cheating on me because yada, 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 yada. But it's like, bro, he has been showing you signs in his character for the last year and a half that y'all have dated that why are you even with this type of person? Let's start there, babe. Let's backtrack. How did you get here? Like, how the fuck? How did you end up there? Like, before we're like, but Law, he's cheating. Like, why are you dating like a dirtbag though? That's what I want to know. That's what everybody's really gagged about is like, babe, why are you even dating him in the first place? Anyway, I rest my case. I get a lot of those messages and DMs, and I think to myself, man, if y'all had standards in your relationship, y'all would be dating higher quality people. But then I'm like, wait a minute, you guys don't have standards for yourself. So if you don't have standards for yourself, how can you hold somebody else accountable to something that you don't even have? You get where I'm going with this? You see how we got here? So that's kind of how I got to this subject. And so starting off with what self-standards are, to me, these are things that you hold yourself accountable to, okay? There's this analogy that I heard. Shout out to Rachel Hollis. If you're ever watching my podcast, first of all, I die. Second of all, I love you and your content. And I was listening to her podcast. She's like one of my favorite people on the internet. And she has this idea of not raising your ceiling, but raising the floor, right? And when you think about like elevating your life, because standards, that's what they do. Let's start there. Having a standard is going to immediately elevate your level of experiences, because when you start to have boundaries and you start to have, again, standards, priorities as to the things that you let into your life, they're kind of like the new gates, and now you're only going to be accepting and experiencing higher level things. So that's that. Back into kind of like, I lost my train of thought a little bit about standards, what they are. Oh, the ceiling, not the floor. Boom. Came back to it. So the idea of that is that, again, standards are these things that are going to elevate your experiences. And if you think about raising your ceiling, you think, okay, these are the newest heights I can get to, right? And that's kind of where my mind would always go when I thought about like this is how I'm going to change my life this year. Oh, I'm going to like achieve these goals because of like blah, blah, blah. And I would think, oh, like I'm achieving so much more now. Now I can see, wait, well, if I can get, 100,000 streams, I can get 1,000,000 streams. If I can get, this many followers, then that means I can do it on this platform and like be able to grow things like this, and kind of just having these newer ceilings of like, oh shit, I didn't realize that all this was possible. But Rachel Hollis on her podcast, again, she was speaking about raising your floor. So it's like, no. This is the new standard that like, I'm not going to accept anything below this. And I was like, ooh, that should hit me in my chest. And I listen to her podcast in the car. So when that shit be resonating, I'd be like, oh, it's like I just like fucking like hit the brakes on that shit. It'd just be like, oh. Because it's like, damn, raising the level that like, you're gonna accept from yourself. And it's like, I've naturally done this in my life because I'm a very disciplined person in the sense of food. So when I went vegan, right, when I was like, I don't know, maybe like 19, I was like, fast food does not even register as food in my brain. I'm gonna be like a buck with you. I can't remember the last time I had McDonald's. I have been driving at 3 a.m. starving. Stomach is growling. Stomach sounds like the 808s in a Travis Scott beat, just bumping. And I'm like, we're driving past every McDonald's, every Wendy's, and I'm just like, that's not even food. We'll go to like a quick check and we'll get like a little hummus platter. It's okay. And it's just like, yeah, it's a problem. It doesn't register as food. When I got like super into health, and again, like I went vegan, I kind of was just like, fast food, not even a thing. It's such low quality. And like my biggest thing with like when I kind of started getting into health was I wanted the quality of the food I was eating, the quality I was intaking, to just be high value. So whether it was vegan or not, whether I was consuming dairy or not, whatever it was, I wanted it to be like organic, high quality. I know where it's coming from. That became like very important to me, and I was like 20 years old. Health became very important to me. Fast food did not register as food to me. And that became my new normal of I raised the floor in my life as to this is the new standard of I only put high quality food into my body. I don't consume fast food. And again, years have gone by that I have not consumed fast food because my brain doesn't even register that as like an option when I'm hungry, right? So I'm like, okay, I've done that in that area of my life. I feel like I should be able to do that in other areas and create these new standards in, again, my career, in my personal life, in exercise. So I feel like the idea of having self-standards is okay. You can start by thinking of like the standards you want from other people. So let's say you're trying to, manifest, or you're, in a journey where you're trying to get a partner, right? And if you want your partner to be physically fit, okay, that's something that you are desiring in somebody else, you should first fact check, well, babe, are you able to bring to the table what you're asking? The idea of self-standards is you're going to become the change, and you're going to start within yourself. There's this idea in the manifestation world of being the change that you want to see. And that is when you change something that you're desiring in the outside world. When you change that within yourself and you become that thing that you're seeking, you're then going to raise your vibration to something else that can then attract more of those things. So again, if you're trying to get a partner who is physically fit, okay, well, are you physically fit, right? 9 times out of 10, if you're not, a big reason why you can't even meet somebody who has that level, right, has that standard in their life of fitness matters, is you don't even do it. So here's the thing. It's like, it's not even like some woo-woo thing, bro. People that work out happen to be in the same kind of places. If you take fitness super seriously, you're going to be in the gym. You're going to be outside on hikes and, just like doing things in the outdoors where it's like now you're even in the settings where you can meet these people. That's where that whole idea of like law of attraction and attracting and pulling in, that idea comes from. Well, now you're energetically just going to be in these places that just make sense, right? You see what I'm saying? So this idea of what are the standards that you're going to set in your own life to be the change that you want to see and that you are desiring from somebody else. So something I want to do in these new episodes of the podcast is I want to give you guys songs, right? Curate a playlist. I got to figure out what I want to do with my playlist on my Spotify. If you follow me on Spotify, if you don't, for my music, definitely go check it out. I'll have all the links to my music wherever the links are for wherever you're listening. And yeah, so some of my songs that I think can really help you with self-standards, Cares. Cares is a whole freaking therapy session in itself. I be sleeping on that song. I'm about to start making a lot of content about that song because like the lyrics are just hitting and it like honestly, Cares is just free therapy. It's my trauma just resonating and me figuring that out. And you get to listen to it for 3.5 minutes on a really groovy beat. Shout out to Babylon. So Cares, Too Many Times is another really good one. Too Many Times is kind of just about not letting something repeat itself. And when you, again, create these self-standards, you're creating boundaries, you're creating these protective measures, these protective barriers, because when you think about it, boundaries are not about blocking things. They're about protecting what's inside. When you learn to value yourself, you're going to want to protect what's inside, right? That's what boundaries do. Anyway, Too Many Times I think can really help with that. What's my other song? Oh, and No Going Back. And the thing about No Going Back that I think is cool is obviously it's about like not going back to like an ex. But honestly, when I listen to the song now, I think about not going back to a past version of myself. Like there's no going back to the past version of me that was accepting this kind of behavior from people. That's the new, floor I'm having in my life. There's no going back to accepting people talking to me crazy, to accepting disrespect, to accepting these wild things that I was just like letting fly in my life. I feel like I listen to No Going Back and I'm like, yeah, bitch, no going back to that. So it's like maybe you don't have a person that you're not trying to go back to. Maybe that song can resonate with you in a way where it's like, well, I'm not trying to go back to an old version of me, bitch. Like that girl, she needs to be gone forever. Yeah, okay. I think that's just about everything I wanted to talk about. All my notes I think were hit. I hope that you got some kind of something from this episode. Again, a mindset shift. You got a new, idea. Maybe you thought about something in a different way. Maybe I just rambled about nothing for 22 minutes. I don't know. But my hope and my goal is that you got something from it. Again, this is the Ladies Always Win podcast, and I really want this to be a place of information, knowledge, free gems about winning. And I really want to set the precedent now, right? In the, first episode of season 2 is my definition of winning. When I'm talking about, I want to teach people how to win in their life. Winning is whatever you see yourself doing. Whatever your ideal is, that is winning to you. Because I'm not about to sit on here and tell you that you got to have this kind of platform. You got to do it this kind of way. You got to look this way. You got to talk this way. You got to, no. My version of winning is very different than somebody else's version of winning. And so I just want to, come on here as somebody that is chasing a life and chasing, goals and dreams and all of the things. I just want to come on here and just like share what that's like. And I think that can be translated into literally anything. Maybe you're going to college, maybe you're building a business. I don't know. Maybe you're just like a girl who likes my music. Maybe you like my TikToks, whomever, maybe you're a mom. I just hope that these episodes can give you just some insight to get you a little bit closer to, again, winning in your way, winning in the way that, resonates with you and where you want to be. So that is the first episode of season 2, Ladies Always Win podcast, self-standards. There's an ant on the floor. Crazy that just drew my eye. Again, if you want to call into the hotline, ask a real question, ask for advice, whatever, insights, definitely check out the details for that. We will be back next Wednesday with some more mindset shifts, some more ideas, some more tips, some more tricks on how to be a bad bitch and on how to win in life. So I love you guys so much, and I'll see you next Wednesday. Mwah!